I'm Aria and welcome to today's speed build. So if you are new here, hi, hello. I usually like to do fantasy style builds on my channel and today is no exception. So my fiance asked me to recreate the Lion's Bride Inn or the Goldshire Inn from World of Warcraft. So obviously I had to say yes. So I hope you like it. So being completely honest, I haven't played this game myself. I've only ever watched him play, and I've watched quite a lot of other streamers play. So I've only ever seen this kind of in screenshots and things. So what we did when he asked me to build this, we went into game and took a bunch of screenshots and had a look at different angles so that I could kind of get an idea of what it actually looked like, and then I was able to build this mostly from the screenshots that we took. So hopefully anyone who actually plays the game hopefully it looks as it's supposed to. I feel pretty confident that it does because I've taken so many screenshots. But I'm really pleased with it, and my fiance seems pretty pleased with it too, so hopefully all of you like it too, whether you have played this game or not. Hopefully you just like the build as it is. So like I said, this is an inn. I have saved it on the gallery as a generic lot because if I had saved it as a bar I would have had to have included electronics, so like a TV and a radio, which this build in World of Warcraft obviously doesn't have those items, so I didn't want to stray too far from the original build by adding things that it didn't have. So I've saved it as a generic lot, but I have obviously included a bar, so if you would like to download this to use as a bar, like a medieval tavern or whichever you want to use it as in your game, the bar is functional, but you will just have to add a bathroom because in World of Warcraft this build does not have a bathroom. I don't know if any of them do actually, which I thought was a little strange, but there's a basement that's got like a couple of barrels and things in, so I thought that was probably a good place to add a bathroom down there, because you won't obviously disturb the actual look of the build too much. But I had a lot of fun with this. It's very different from the things that we have in game obviously, so I had to kind of get creative with the windows, and this one especially, this window, when I first saw it I thought it was like a basement window, but as we went inside I noticed that it's actually just a very, I don't know, narrow, long, tiny skinny little window. So I thought this one kind of had the right shape. It's probably a little bit too big, but I added quite a few wooden beams and things around the base of the build to kind of cover it up a little bit, and I think it kind of gives the look that I was going for. Most of the windows had shutters and things that were actually flat against the wall, but obviously if I do that in this game then you end up with that giant hole in the wall and it just doesn't look very good. So I have angled them slightly away from the wall with the tool mod to give the same kind of look. So the exterior of the build is a little bit wonky. I noticed the corners they're not completely straight, so I wanted to recreate that by using these wooden beams. I end up just sizing a couple of them up and overlaying them slightly like this, just to give that kind of illusion that the corners are a little bit wonky. I try and get the angles on all the corners just slightly different so that they're not all exactly the same, and I think it gives off a really cool effect. I lower them right down into the floor, and I didn't record it, but I add a couple of I think they're base game gemstones to like the front of these beams just to make it look like the original does. I'll try and insert an image here for you to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I tried to get it as close to, you know, the images as I possibly could. There's so much that I wanted to add to this. If it wasn't a recreation, then I probably would have covered it in Ivy, added way more windows. The floor plan upstairs is a little bit strange, so I probably would have changed it, but you know, trying to keep it as true to the game as I possibly could. But I think it's really cool. There's quite some unique, I don't really know what these are. The wood panel details are all kind of random. None of them really make any sense. They don't really form any particular pattern, which I thought was interesting, so I tried to do that as close as I possibly could. So the build that is on the gallery is slightly different from what you will see in the tour at the end. I think it's literally just the staircase that's different, because I wanted this to be up on like a platform because of the way that the like landing is set out, but my sim then couldn't walk up the stairs. So I had to change the platform out for like an actual staircase, which then meant that the landing upstairs was like, the hallway was a little bit more narrow than I wanted it to be. But it's fully functional, which is, you know, always my aim, so that's great. So yeah, if you would like to download this just as, you know, for a medieval save file or whichever, then obviously it's available to you, and it's fully functional, which is wonderful. So like I said, I was just going around the exterior of this with these wooden panels, wooden beam things. I use them everywhere. I'm not really sure whether these like were an actual detail on the, you know, World of Warcraft build, but I thought they were interesting, and they covered up all of the bits and pieces where I'd made those windows. They covered up all of the gaps and everything, because a little bit later I end up sizing down some like arches and doorway arches, and then using the tool mod to change the angles of them by 2 degrees so that I create like a little awning over the windows. There wasn't anything that I could find that we already had that would create the same sort of effect, so I had to create my own. And I think they look really cool. They just add like, you know, that little extra detail that quite a lot of, I feel, builds are missing. And when we try and do recreations and things, there's always like those extra features that you just can't get. So the tool mod for me is especially helpful because it allows you to, you know, custom build all of these different things, as you could kind of just see there. So we are going on to the inside now. I did all the floor plan and everything off camera because it took me a little bit to try and figure out the tile size and everything, to try and get the like the drop down bit in the middle to be the right kind of size. And then when I came to furnish it, I then realised that it was probably just a little bit too small. But it's one of those ones that if I had made it like just that one tile bigger in the 3 sections, it just would have been way too big. And I was trying to, you know, recreate this kind of tiny little cozy tavern with a huge fireplace, and, you know, somewhere that if you were to use it in The Sims, then obviously because it only allows you to have something ridiculous like 20 Sims maximum on a lot, with all of those Sims there, then it wouldn't look completely empty. So I feel like it, you know, it's just a little bit better if the lots are a little bit smaller. So I am now creating a custom fireplace, so I'll try and find another image for you. And this fireplace is huge, and I loved it. As soon as I saw it, I was in love with it, so I knew that I had to try and build it and not just use like a, you know, normal fireplace that we have in the game. And when I found this shelf, I thought it was absolutely perfect because it's got the right kind of details on it, and it just added that, you know, specialness to it, I guess. So I add a couple of the campfires. They're not functional because they're up on a platform, but I've used the I forget what they're called, the lamps from Get Famous with the fire in the top. I use those to lower down into the floor to kind of, you know, recreate that fire effect. And with those, you obviously don't have any risk of anything catching fire as far as I am aware. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they're a lot nicer, and they pretty much just stay on all the time, so I tend to use those quite a lot actually. From some of the images that I have taken, I noticed that there was these little green balls everywhere. If anybody knows the significance of those, I would love to know, because they're everywhere. And they were definitely very easy for me to place, because these ones I think are from Eco Lifestyle. I turn them all around because they all have stickers on them, like fizz stickers or whatever they are, juice stickers. So yeah, I've turned them all around so you can't see any of those stickers. But I think they really look cool up there, and they definitely add that kind of extra detail that I otherwise probably wouldn't have been able to get. So in the corner, the right hand corner, is where the bar is. The kitchen is right off to the right hand side. There's, like I said, there's a basement, and then upstairs there is 3 bedrooms and like a, I don't know whether it's meant to be like a library or like a waiting room or something. But yeah, I've tried to get them as close as I possibly can. So that board that I have created there, you'll see it in the tour at the end. I think it's like a message board or like a quest board or something, and I spent ages on that to try and get it like as close as I possibly can. I end up just using normal counters here for the bar, but in the version that I have uploaded to the gallery, I actually managed to get a bar to function in this tiny little space, so that was wonderful. I honestly spent so much time just trying to like go back and forward between the screenshots that I'd taken and what I was doing on here, just to make sure that everything was in the right place. I was especially nervous about this one because obviously, like I said, I've not played this game, so I wanted to make sure that it was as close as, you know, as possible. So once I have finished messing around with this bar, and now I give up, I sized the 2 shelves up in the back, because in the screenshot that I had, the barrels are actually pretty big, and I probably could have made them a little bit bigger, but then I did notice that my sim couldn't get behind the counter, so I had to be really careful with the footprint of some of the items. And obviously, as I'm sure a lot of us know, when you're trying to recreate something from another game or a movie or a TV show into The Sims, we do have a little bit of an issue with, you know, trying to make it functional, because that's, I don't know about other people, but that is my main kind of aim. And I did notice that when you size some of these things up, like the barrels for example, the footprint is so huge that my sim was like, nope, sorry, not today, not happening. And I had the same issue with the big wooden posts that I've used on the corners. My sim would not even walk through the front door at first, so I was like, no, okay, it's just going to be, you know, a nice decorative build for the video. I'm not going to be able to upload it. So this is the little like awning things that I'm recreating. So I basically just cloned each one and then angled it by 2 degrees just to overlap them and create this nice little awning type shape. Yeah, like I said, my sim wouldn't even walk through the front door, and then I teleported her inside because I was like, no, okay, I'll figure the whole front door issue out later. And then she wouldn't walk up the stairs either, and I was like, oh god, for goodness sake. So yeah, that was fun. I actually went in this morning and made the whole thing functional, so I was pretty proud of myself for that. So in here is the kitchen. I recreated this fireplace too, because this one is a little bit of a strange shape. I wasn't really sure whether I had got the shape exactly right, because I think the platform is actually circular. It's kind of round, and obviously I keep saying obviously, might not be obvious to you. But if you try and add a round platform into a room and then like close it off, it then just drops back down into the floor and is no longer a platform. So I had to go with this like angled shape in this corner, and then I just add a lot more of these green bottles and use this, I think it's a clay teapot and like a cup. In the images that I had, quite a lot of them were, I think they were like pottery type things, and this was the closest that I could get. So on here, I think it's like a crockery stand or something with lots of plates and things on it. I was thinking of like raising up a table or something to use here, but I couldn't find anything that really matched the style that I was going for, and some of them I'd raised them up and you know the legs looked weird, or they had like drawers and things on, which in the original build they don't. It's literally just like this shaped cupboard on the wall. So I made it myself using some shelves, and yeah, and then I duplicate the plates. I'm having real trouble with words today. Like my mind is just going blank. But yeah, I duplicate these plates and then raise them up to create the kind of extra stacked look. I did notice that every time I closed my game down and reopened it to work on this or take screenshots or whatever I was doing, anything that I had placed on a shelf and then raised up with the tool mod would completely delete. So that was a lot of fun. I add quite a lot of meat onto this stone platform, which, like I said, as it is in the game. Unfortunately, because I use Better Build By and I uploaded it with that feature turned off, none of those meat pieces will save to the gallery. So if you do download this, then that stone platform will be completely empty, unfortunately. It's very annoying. But yeah, they're in the debug menu, and I think they're literally just called like meat, like chicken or fish or something. So it's really easy if you wanted to like add them back in again. But obviously if you wanted a functional kitchen, then you could quite easily just replace these stone tables with I don't know, like a stove or something. But yeah, up here there was I think they were like, I don't know, net bags of something. So we don't have that in the game, so I just used some garlic braids instead. So down here in the basement is literally just barrel storage, which is why I thought if you wanted to use this, it would be good for a bathroom, because there's literally just barrels down there. But we are coming to the end of the video now. I have prepared a cinematic tour for you. All we do for the rest of this video is place some more kind of decorative items on the tables and things. So yeah, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know, do you play this game? Have I, recreated it as close as I possibly can? What do you think? I really hope you have enjoyed, and Please give this video a thumbs up if you do like it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. So hopefully I will see you all next time. Thank you again for watching. Bye everyone.